What if I told you, the loose change sitting in your pocket right now could secretly be worth over $1 million? And the craziest part? Most people would never even notice. Right now, I'm holding two coins. A Monticello nickel and a Washington quarter. Nothing special, right? They look completely ordinary, the kind of coins you'd spend without even thinking twice. But what if I told you? Hidden inside coins just like these are tiny details so rare, so overlooked, that collectors are willing to pay a fortune for them. And no, this is not clickbait. These exact types of coins have shocked experts, broken auction records, and quietly changed people's lives overnight. But here's the twist. Not every coin like this is valuable. In fact, most of them are completely worthless. Only a very small number carry the secret that turns them into life-changing treasure. And today, I'm going to reveal exactly what to look for. The small details. The hidden signs. The differences that could turn your spare change into serious money. And make sure you stay till the end. Because I'll also show you exactly where to sell these coins safely. So you don't get scammed, or lose thousands of dollars by making one simple mistake. So before you ignore your coins ever again, watch this carefully. Because what you're about to see might completely change how you look at money forever. Coin number 1. Picture this. A man walks into a small grocery store. Nothing unusual. He picks up a few items, walks to the counter, and pays in cash. As he reaches into his pocket, he pulls out a handful of coins and drops them casually onto the counter. The cashier barely looks, just scoops them up, puts them in the register, and hands the change to the next customer. Normal moment. Nothing special. But what nobody realized in that exact moment, one of those coins was not just spare change. It was a hidden fortune. A silent treasure. A coin worth more than most people make in years. And the most shocking part? It passed through multiple hands, completely unnoticed. Stay with me. Because this is where things start to get unbelievable. The coin we're talking about is the 1946 Monticello Jefferson nickel with no mint mark. At first glance, it looks completely normal. On the front, you'll see the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson. Calm expression. Clean design. In God We Trust, written along the left side. And Liberty 1946, stamped clearly on the right. Nothing unusual. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the Monticello building standing proudly in the center. Above it, E Pluribus Unum. Below, United States of America. And 5 cents. It's a design millions of people have seen. A coin that has passed through countless hands. But almost nobody truly looks at it closely. Now here's where everything changes. This coin was minted in Philadelphia. And that's exactly why it has no mint mark. Back in 1946, millions of these nickels were produced. They were used in everyday life. Spent, traded, dropped, scratched, forgotten. Over the years, most of them lost their detail. Their shine faded. Their surfaces got damaged or cleaned. And slowly, they became just another common coin. But a tiny number of these coins escaped all of that. They survived. Untouched. Undamaged. Perfectly preserved. And today, those are the coins collectors are desperately searching for. Here's the secret most people don't understand. Condition is everything. This coin is made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, giving it that classic silver-gray color. Sometimes, you might even notice hints of gold, blue, or rainbow toning. And collectors love that. It weighs exactly 5 grams. Has a diameter of about 21.2 millimeters. And a smooth edge with no ridges. Sounds simple, right? But here's where the real value comes in. If this coin still has its original mint luster, if the surface is untouched, if the details are sharp, if it has never been cleaned or polished, its value can jump from a few cents to thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's something very important. A warning most people ignore. If you try to clean this coin, even gently, even with good intention, you can instantly destroy its value. We're talking about losing thousands of dollars in seconds. Collectors don't want shiny, clean coins. They want original history, untouched surfaces, natural aging. That's what makes a coin rare. Now imagine this scene. A quiet auction room. No noise. No distractions. Just serious collectors, watching closely. The coin sits under soft lighting, sealed inside a protective case. Every detail visible. Every surface perfect. A bidder raises a paddle. Then another. The numbers start to rise. Slowly at first. Then faster. Tension builds. People lean forward. Eyes locked on the coin. This is no longer pocket change. This is serious money. The bids cross 5 figures. Then 6 figures. And finally, the hammer drops. Sold for $258,000. Take a moment to think about that. A single nickel. Something most people wouldn't even pick up from the ground. Worth more than a luxury car. More than a house in some places. And here's why this keeps happening. Collector demand for high-grade Jefferson nickels is growing fast. Especially coins from the late 1940s. With strong details, sharp strikes, and original surfaces. But the supply? Extremely limited. Because once a coin is damaged, once it's cleaned, once it loses its original condition, it's gone from the high-value market forever. That's why experts examine every tiny detail. Jefferson's cheek, the sharpness of the lettering, the clarity of the design, and most importantly, the steps on the Monticello building. If those steps are fully visible and sharp, that coin becomes incredibly rare and incredibly valuable. So before you spend your next coin, stop. Look closely. Check the date. Check the surface. Check the details. Because you might be holding something far more valuable than you think. A coin that could change everything. And trust me, this is just coin number 1. What comes next is even rarer, even more shocking, and possibly already sitting in your pocket right now. The coin we're looking at today is the 1979 Washington quarter without a mint mark. It was struck during a time when billions of quarters were being produced for everyday use. At first glance, it seems completely normal. On the obverse, you'll see George Washington's well-known profile facing left, with Liberty above, In God We Trust below, and the date 1979 clearly visible. Right next to the date, there would usually be a mint mark, but in this case, it's missing. A tiny detail that most people never even notice. Flip the coin over, and you'll see the iconic eagle with its wings spread wide, holding arrows and olive branches. Around it are the words, United States of America, and quarter dollar. It's such a familiar design that most people don't even think twice about it. And that's exactly why coins like this are often ignored. But here's where things get interesting. This particular quarter has a slightly dark, almost blackened layer on its surface. It's uneven, subtle, and easy to mistake for dirt or damage. Most people would try to clean it off without thinking. But that could be a huge mistake. That dark layer can actually be natural toning, formed over many years through slow chemical reactions. In some cases, it creates a one-of-a-kind look that serious collectors actively search for. The moment someone tries to clean it, thinking they're improving it, they could actually destroy a massive amount of value, sometimes thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now let's break down the coin itself. The 1979 Washington quarter is part of the copper-nickel clad series. It has a pure copper core with outer nickel layers. It weighs 5.67 grams, measures 24.3 millimeters in diameter, and has a thickness of about 1.75 millimeters. The edge has fine ridges, originally designed to prevent metal shaving, but now used by collectors to check wear and authenticity. Nothing about these specs sounds rare. Nothing seems special. And that's exactly why these coins are so often overlooked. Back in 1979, huge numbers of these quarters were produced. They were meant for circulation, for vending machines, parking meters, and daily transactions. Over time, most of them became worn, scratched, cleaned, or lost. But a very small number survived in excellent condition with original surfaces and unique toning like this dark layer. And those are the coins collectors are willing to pay serious money for. Most people don't realize this, but condition isn't just about looking new. It's about originality. Collectors examine every tiny detail, the sharpness of Washington's hair, the eagle's feathers, the consistency of the toning, and whether the original mint luster is still intact. Even a small sign of cleaning can dramatically reduce value. Now imagine this. A quiet auction room. A single coin sits under soft lighting, sealed in a clear holder. Its slightly dark surface gives it a mysterious, almost untouched look. Collectors are watching closely. They know exactly what it is. The bidding starts. Slowly at first, then faster. The price begins to rise. This is no longer just a quarter, it's a rare opportunity. The numbers climb into 5 figures, then even higher. At this point, only 2 bidders remain. The tension in the room is intense. One raises the bid again. A pause. Silence. Then the final call. Sold for $135,000. Let that sink in. A simple quarter, something most people would spend without a second thought, selling for more than a luxury car. This is why demand for rare Washington quarters keeps growing. It's not just about the year or mint mark, it's about how many have survived in this kind of condition. And the number is incredibly small. But here's something you need to remember. Never clean your coins. Not with water, not with chemicals, not even gently. The moment you disturb the original surface, you destroy what collectors value most. If you ever find a coin that looks unusual, darker, different, or unique, don't assume it's damaged. Take your time. Get it professionally checked. Because trying to fix it could cost you a fortune. So next time you pick up a quarter, stop for a moment. Look closely. Pay attention to the details most people ignore. Because real value doesn't stand out, it hides in plain sight, waiting for someone to recognize it. Now imagine reaching into an old coin jar or the pocket of a jacket you haven't worn in years. You pull out a quarter and notice small dark spots on its surface. Most people would ignore it, or try to clean it. But what if that coin is worth more than a car, more than what many people earn in a year? That's how life-changing money disappears every day, right in front of us, completely unnoticed.